All righty, ladies and gentlemen, good morning, and it is a happy, wonderful Wednesday, and here we are. It's our last trading day of the week here at Prosperity Trades. Hope you guys are ready for our last trading day of the week. You guys know July 4th is tomorrow. The market will be closed. Today is a half day closing in the stock market, so please keep that in mind. Do not stay here till the afternoon expecting why, there's no more runners. We're going to be done as usual at 11 a.m. today. All right. Well, anyways, it is a bright new day. Let's get started here. It seems that the S&P 500 NASDAQ composite records are meant to be broken. The broad market index moved 0.62% higher during yesterday's trading session, closing at 5,509.01 points. This marks the first time the S&P 500 index has closed above 5,500 mark. The S&P 500 performance was bolstered by a 10% surge in Tesla shares following its better than expected deliveries for the second quarter. Like the S&P, the Nasdaq Composite also closed at a fresh record, jumping 0.84%. Meanwhile, the Dow Jones Industrial Average gained 0.41%. Getting into our watch list, you got currently, well, let's get into ZAP here, since this is our latest play that just went through 265 and hit 275. The high of day here in pre-market has gone up to about 288 here. It had a double top, and then it came all the way back down to this 50 EMA at 250. All right, and now we got 265, and we want to make sure that this stays whole above the VWAP, okay, which is this 265 line. So previous resistance, now our support. I'm going to go ahead and put these lines here. So when it comes back up to 288, we want to see that break and get up to that max PT up towards 310 and see if it can continue to go for more or not today. All right, looking into this company, this is a low float stock. Okay, 1.47 million float. So once again, for those that are new, float is the number of shares offered to the public. So anything under 10 million float is considered going to be volatile. So we like volatility. United Kingdom Consumer Cyclical Auto Manufacturer Company. All right. We've been seeing a couple of these auto manufacturing companies popping up lately, so just keep that in mind. Again, at 7:40 a.m., there was just a headline of multiple stocks, but particularly from this company, there isn't any new press release. I suspect it's just been these lower float auto manufacturer companies, just kind of a sympathy pops here and there. But that's that for now. We'll see if 265 holds or not. All right, next stock on the watch list here, I start with CNSP next here, top gainer here this morning. Stock is up 115%. And okay, trade ideas. Let's pull up CNSP here. Thank you. All right, so we got that nice $2 and what is that, 210? Nice 210 candle break there, and we got a very nice run all the way to 364. So my top trade of the morning, and when I say top trade, is usually me saying the PNL, right, where I was able to squeeze out more, because it makes sense, right? The stock is running more, right? Like for example, the CNSP since 210, I mean, we've been just riding this 10 EMA. So one of these plays, even if you went in 1,000 shares, you can make a good amount of money on CNSP. All right. Now going into this company, this is also a low float, showing me at under 2 million in float on CNSP. So actually, it's a micro float, so that is going to be very juicy. Okay, 0.23 million floats under 1 million, 2 million, micro float. USA biotech company, so that may make sense. Biotechs are the most volatile stocks on the sector wise. All right, so this one does not have any new news either. Okay, so we don't need necessarily news for these stocks to run, but always want to double check just to see if there's any credible news or not. Right now, it is hovering around the VWAP here right now. There's a 10 EMA that is potentially could go below the 50, which would mean that this line here at 272 here, it needs to hold. So that death cross happens, I would expect this to continue to drop all the way back down to where we had started, which was 210. Now, what does that mean? That means that's going to be a good dip buying opportunity, low risk entry. Now, at the same time, if 272 here holds, that means that what? We could potentially see a a bounce, and then we want to step out of this lower highs that we have been seeing. Okay, so we want to step out of this zone here, kind of pop back its head above that $3 natural whole number. And then you remember we got a big wick up here. Technically it went from like what 340 to like 366, got a quick wick up and then just started dropping down. So anyways, something to keep in mind later if it does come back on those zones. All right. News wise, we don't have any new news here, like I said. So that's that. Next stock on the watch list here, just going on a straight down VVPR. This one's a top second gainer, trading at $3.04. Another lovely play of the morning. Great entry here at the $2.78 area there. Nice breakout. This is my, I guess, old line that I had. Anyways, and then nice breakout all the way up to 355. So that's the brand new pre-market high. And now what's going on? Well, ever since it hit a great run and a great target, makes lower highs and lower lows. So it is bearish right now and looking like it is going to continue to be bearish, making all the way back down to that support level currently showing at $2.92. Okay. So I'm going to put a line there. That's going to be probably where the 200 EMA is lying there as well. But overall, yeah, that's going to be a good re-entry because you see how the stock is pulling back, guys, you know, as we only have like 2 minutes before market opens. So that's going to be a great area. UK Solar Tech Company, 1.27 million float, which is another really nice low float stock. I don't believe there's news on VVPR, but I could double check. Looks like it is up on an extension to a merger deal for subsidiary Tembo. So they're looking to prepare to combine with the SPAC Cactus Acquisition Corporation, which is CCTS, and the extension gives them until the end of July to finalize the deal. So that is what's going on here this morning, just FYI. All right. And then, you know, we got about a minute before market opens. We just cover CNSP, VVPR, ZAP. We just need to cover Amex and DouYu. So real quick, Amex, nice play here, right? Not too long ago, a few minutes ago, we got a nice breakout from the 115, and look what happened. Got a very nice breakout all the way up to that 155. What made me really just get in on it is because of the headline. The PR headline stated that what? Well, first of all, this is a USA healthcare company with a press release headline saying it reviewed a positive results seen in pancreatic cancer pain. So again, you know, those keywords are going to trigger a lot of people. Positive, cancer, results, right? So under 10 million float, 8 million float, you know, all you got to do is get in, wait for the volume, and pop it up. It's already low here enough, so you might as well get in before everyone starts rushing in, and you exit. You don't want to be the guy that gets into the FOMO buying all the way up here. Anyways, market is open. I didn't get a chance to cover DouYu here real quick, but this is the only stock that is that 10 plus range stock. So this one was also a winning trade of the morning from $16 break, and we hit all the way up to $17.59. So I still like DouYu. It is holding above the 200 EMA. I think it just tested the 200 EMA just now. So let's see. And speak of the devil, we're making a new high of the day right now on DouYu at the market opening. So 1785 is the up pull. So I will say 1785 up pull showing. Okay. We want to obviously break out of this lower high area. What has it been doing? Well, ever since it came all the way down towards the 200, we are doing what? Nice higher lows. So getting very close to that point where it does need to get that nice breakout. If it can't, then it's going to pull back down to that 200 EMA. At least that's what you should expect. Man, Trade Ideas is giving me a little hard time here lately. Going into NQ, what has NQ been doing? Well, we hit a high here today, earlier at 4:55 a.m., as high as 20,283. Ever since then, it's just been making lower highs and lower lows. So it's been bearish. And then now what happens? Well, at the market opening, you're going to see that reversal pop. And that's what's going on here. Okay, market opening, you got a nice doji right there. And then a flat green bottom, which is very bearish. And now we're coming up to a little bit of resistance line here. So that just hit that upper trend line and it should pull back. So we see that how that old trend line just hit and got a little rejection. We'll see the bulls can pull above that. Now, if that becomes support here, we got room towards this, the pink deviation. I would just focus for now for that. We need to make sure that this becomes a body. Right now, this is bullish because RSI was so low here on the oversold territory. We held the deviation line here. So what do you think the bulls want? The bulls won't want their pink deviation line. The only thing is we need to watch for this downtrend line here. All right, other than that, DOU, same thing. You know, we're getting rejected at the trend lines. You need to, same thing here, wait for those confirmations. You know, everybody would be profitable and market would be so easy if there were not manipulations and tricks. There's always tricks and manipulations, and there's there for a reason, right? So you need to make sure that before potentially fall into the trap, you have your protection plan set. All right, anyways. So a wick into it right now. I mean, bulls are trying to do their best, but look also how many points we're away from in the neutral zone here. Meaning right now is red, but market is trying to go green here on the NASDAQ, or at least on the NQ here, but it's just got rejected. So back to the green, red CNSP, still lower highs. What I say, we need to get back above that $3 natural resistance line. You know, you might be able to get a nice bounce here, but not good enough. Need to close down some programs here. One sec. Okay, NQ being very bullish here still. We got 24 seconds on this candle, guys, so just keep that in mind. Market currently is slightly green. Not sure how long that's going to last, but we'll see. Right now, a little bit lower high, VPR, lower highs and lower lows as well as expected. We said we're probably going to go all the way down to where it started. So, hey, speaking of BPR coming all the way down, where was our first play of the day? 278. So that's actually around that area right now for a potential nice dip buy here. So VPR 278, our first breakout level, now support, worth watching here. Okay. Okay, so huge pullback. There's just not enough sauce to break out of that downtrend line. We're settling at the VWAP 50 MA. Important candle here. Let's see if it holds. So far, it is still more on the right there. This is, yeah, we want to make sure if you're a bull, you want to make sure you close above the VWAP. If not, then we're going to come all the way back down again to probably the 14 EMA, I would say. Personally, I'm not a big fan of this candle here. We'll have to wait. Let me go down the list here. Cost looks like a new rat that's coming out of the little sewer hole. Pretty sure Cost is not on my good list. It's on the naughty list. I'm pretty sure. I remember Cost. Cossy boy here. Let's see. Cost Corp. 663 up Paul. Not chasing after this at this point. It's gonna look like it's gonna get extended. At this CNSP, look what happened to CNSP. It got that death cross. The death cross happened, and then what happened? Cracked the VWAP on CNSP. So number one gainer, pulling back nicely. Hmm. Let me know what other names that you guys particularly like to see. Again, look for the ones that are above VWAP. Right now, ZAP below VWAP, Amex below VWAP, DouYu below VWAP, CNSP below VWAP. So once again, all we need to do is sit tight until we see one of them getting back above VWAP, or maybe a new stock that could start getting momentum. I see IVP here as well. Let's see, it's top third gainer. That was not on my list earlier in pre-market, but let's double check here and see what's going on. 266 up halt right now. It's testing it right now. 266. So it might get halted up here at 103%. So IVP 266 up halt showing. And I think it's going to get halted up here from the way it looks. Unless they move it up. 273 now. They're moving it up. Okay, so NQ held that VWAP 50 MA, and it's getting another nice bounce there, looks like. I do think they're going to try to get that deviation line as long as VWAP holds here. VWAP cracks, then, you know, let's get back down to the 14. Testing 273. Looking like it's going to halt up this time. Okay, so IVP's halted. Worth watching the unhalt, which is going to be, again, you have to count down 5 minutes. So 9:39 and 18 seconds. So that's going to be what? 9:44, 18 seconds, right? So 9:44 and 18. Okay. Obviously Eastern time. Not a huge fan of this area. I mean, you could have just took that 50 MA roll here and sold into this trend line. Now we're just kind of between support and resistance, right? So if you missed it, you missed it. I mean, you can still take it now here, as we need to probably set support here, right there at 22.48. Body needs to hold that. If it starts closing a butt below that, that's not going to be good. What else is there? Again, I honestly did not expect pre-market to be pretty decent. I was expecting to be very slow, but it ended up being pretty decent. Since it's going to be a half day in market closing tomorrow, so probably most traders aren't even up today, but looks like Prosperity members are, you know, are up this morning. VPR 500 EMA successful, so it looks like people are paying attention to VPR. It got a nice roll from the 500 EMA. NXU 325 line. So, well, not just the 500 EMA, but guys, I did tell you guys, you want to see VPR to come all the way down to 278. Right? That was our first entry level. So if you saw the 500 EMA as well, and you use that previous resistance first breakout line as your entry as support, that was excellent. So those are what you call a very smart trade, right? Those are where you're like so confident that, man, it's the lowest EMA. That's a really low risk entry. 278 was our first breakout alert. That becomes support. I mean, and then you just get in there with a maybe a bracket order, right? Or range order. Have your target set up towards this trend line, maybe, right? From the 278, and then, risk like, 10 cents, so if your entry's at 278, have a stop at 268. Okay, so 10-cent loss, potential 10-cent risk for what? 278 to say 315, 30, 40, 50 cent. That's worth it. Okay. Not the ones where you're buying in early before the breakout, right? And you're willing to risk all the way down and be a bag holder for 10-cent pop or something. So something like this, what are we looking for now on VPR? We need 325. We need 325 to clear, guys, and then we can start thinking about all those higher levels. This guy because it's a low float, we can see another pre-market high break. So 325 is my next area here. And I think we could see that thing going nicely for the continuation here. So wait for that 325 candle break. Right now, you can see here it's wick, 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 right? That's why now after that happened, I'm waiting for that 325 to close now. Okay, so you see what I'm saying here? For those for the people that just went in now, you mean you're screwed. So buy in at 278, sell into these areas. Now you wait to see if it's going to become support around 315 and then start breaking through that line. We go up to that pre-market high. That's a big resistance line, as you can see back from here earlier days of May. Okay. Ever since then, look what happened around this 355, wick, 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 and then dropped all the way down to the dumpster land. Okay, so now when we build a nest at this 355, then you are going to get your eagles, and the eagles are going to soar high, and then you can look to aim for those higher levels up towards 4 and maybe up towards 5, but I'm not sure if that's going to happen today. Obviously, let's take it step by step here. And Q still kind of wiggling back and forth here. People are just kind of scalping between these two levels here. Okay, so it looks like, again, if you're looking for that breakout level, it's going to be later 325. At this point, probably better idea to see the 200 EMA. Looks like, people are still waiting for IVP here while it got unhalted. I did tell you 944. It's already 945 now. So coming up to $3. I mean, I'm not chasing this. Sorry, it's already gone. Okay, VPR, CNSP, DOU. DOU still holds above that first entry line at 16, which is if you look back again, DOU 16 break was our first breakout entry. So you use that as the same support level, and look how many times it tested at 16 and bounced $1, several times. So this proves that the model, previous resistance becoming support, works well. Still at the neutral zone here on NQ. Trying to wiggle out, kind of red, green, red, green, red, green, flashing back and forth. Oh, just happened. Flip. Okay. VP just a little rat back down. Like I said, I'm not chasing that. It's gonna be a little dumpster rat. Zap just got a little spike here, guys. For those that want to see Zap more, we still actually have more sauce. This one's trying to get back above UAP. Zap back on watch. It was re-rating that 265. This thing loves to get double tops. We had a double top at market opening, or like at least looks like it, but it's not a double top actually on the Hikinashi. It's 327 so far, the high today. So looks like Zap might want to do one more. No. I'm looking at it wrong. High today has been 290 double top. So 290, and then I think 310 was what I was looking for as my max PT. We'll see.
CHRT, SMR, MBOT.
One thing to keep in mind on NQ is you see how overall today has been bearish earlier with the death cross. 14 EMA went below that 50 EMA. That's very bearish. After the death cross happened, this was just a complete plummet down. And then now, the 14 EMA curled up here with that doji and the flat green, huge pop, a market opening reversal. And now you got the 14 and it's trying to get back up above the 50 EMA. That's the thing. We don't know if it's going to happen. If it does, it's going to be bullish, and that's when we can get out of this little, small 10-point move up and, this little game of going back and forth, this little ping pong match. Not a huge fan of this little ping pong match. In the meantime, Zappy boy, we should see my max PT hit with a 341 up pull here. Looks pretty promising. 341 up pull on Zap. This was our latest alert.
SRT, HUMA.
Actually, VVPR was, but you know what I mean. Before market opening, Zap here.
QUBT.
All right, we got a little bit of $3 resistance. Again, 310 is not too far away, so not a bad idea until we make sure this $3 holds or becomes support. But it got a little extended, so it makes sense to sell into $3, and then let's see if $3 becomes support. And we got 346 up pull. Now they raise it up from 341.
CTMO. CRK, CPMO. BTBR. BW.
Okay, NQ looking like it's very close, coming up to that pink deviation line. One thing that I will say is technically the bears never really kissed the pink deadline. It kind of hovered above the pink deadline. So I'm gonna watch a similar potential happening here. Although I do think, with the line right at that on the stand at the deviation line, 2283 area there, should be able to hit if we start, going line to line, which technically right now the line resistance here that I have is 2270. Okay, we got a little bit of this action here, doji and a flat green, so we should be seeing a new high of the day here. As long as nobody screws it up, should be good. So, Holly, want to do the honors and call out Zap?
Shadow.
349 up, Paul. We don't want to see a lower high.
ASRT.
Support is at 286 now, so you don't want to see the line at 286 crack. So I'm gonna put a line at 286. Move it down here, 286. That's your support. 286 current support on ZAP. If you're in, you don't want to see that thing going below that. This thing's known to have some wicks, right? Wicks drops, wicks drops, wicks. I mean, probably gonna drop, but 286 support. All right, coming on up to that pink deadline here for the bulls on NQ. Which also 2283 line was, I believe, that's the high earlier today. So the question is, are we going to be able to break through that or get rejected? We'll find out here shortly.
HCC. Ghetto. CBNS. That's fun. MBOT. BTDR.
Okay, so right now,
QUBT.
ZAP could not hold 286.
EJH. GSM. CMP.
For those that are asking about the wait, is it the same closing for the stock and the futures market? Well, from what I know is, I mean, it is just an early close day in general. So, I would just be done before 1 o'clock. Like, I mean, I won't even waste time looking at it after 12. Like, so 12, shut it down at 12 p.m. both for both stocks and futures. Okay. I just, it's 4th of July, folks. Okay. Don't try to, test your luck, trying to trade on these lower, on Friday as well, probably, but yeah. Okay. So a little pullback here, but technically if we draw a trend line, it looks like it's still holding here. Right. So that's bouncing off that trend line here right now. It's getting close. They really want to kiss that line there. See if they want to break that high today. Let's go back to CNSP here. Still below $3, but it's coming up. It actually kind of is wedging out, it's making nice higher lows. So actually, this guy might be good at the $3 whole dollar shuffle.
ANTX.
Okay, we just hit the resistance line right here on NQ.
Oh, yeah. AC. CPMO, CGC,
So I do expect a little pullback here. All right, so there's that pullback. So we just hit that line.
PK2, PK2, temp. ANTS, width.
And pulling back. Today's ATR is not that high. It's at 17. Okay. ATR is not that high today. It's only 17. Like previous days, we had like 30, 40. ATRs below 20. I mean, 17 still doable. I just wanted to let you guys know the range is not that high, which makes sense because it's not as much active day as it should be the other.
Yes.
So very nice pullback there, guys. At the resistance line. Could have also drawn a trend line up here as well, connect the dots, lines, and that was a great short and sell into or, if you were long.
Temp. Alto. FL. Oh, yeah.
Let me see on the CNSP closely here. We're looking for some new blues clues, which might appear soon here. So now your support here on CNSP is officially what? 273 there.
TS.
We're after hours on the stock market. I believe they go till 5 p.m. So 1 p.m. is just natural closing. But again, I just wouldn't even screw around after hours. I like this VWAP area here. So the next, like my line would be 290 actually. So I'm looking for that on this CNSP. So if we can get that 290 out of the way, I mean, I would be a happy boy. Look at that. Wow, what was that? Did you guys just see that? I just missed that. It's like it just wicked up and then flushed everyone out. Holy moly. That is a nasty candle. That is not what you want to be part of there. Holy moly. Look at that NQ there, guys. I did not expect that to wick up. That just probably stopped out a lot of people. Next thing you know, it was a great flush. I mean, now straight to the 14 EMA into it, almost 21 SMA. So this is what I'm talking about. Just want to generally lock in, stay away, and I don't think we're gonna get the 290 here at this point on CNSP. So sitting on hands, waiting for the right timing. If the opportunity arises again, I think ZAP looks a bit more promising than any others right now, but it is just slightly below VWAP still as well on that. I think, man, it's kind of funny. I both had the same line, 290 and ZAP 290. So
BH, CH, ALG, FL, DVI.
it's 10 o'clock now. Nice first 30 minutes. We got another 30 minutes till the first hot hour. See that 290 there? That was a line that we need to see if it's gonna be able to break, but unfortunately, it got toasted. So for right now, my best interest right now is Zap at 290 break. Right now it's at 288. So we got to get that closing above 290. And then we got 336 uphold. So
FLG,
let me actually move this line to 290.
FL,
And then I want to see that nice, beautiful breakout there.
CSI,
And that's going to be that juicy line here for that higher highs, right? So it's respecting the pattern of higher lows, and now we're waiting for the higher high moment. So
LPSN,
so yeah, the market opening to
JKS, HUMA. OCSL,
actually Doyu is also looking good. So if you're back in at 16 on Doyu, those are my top two at the moment. So I'm gonna mention this so you guys don't have to focus on these other ones. VPR is back at 500 EMA if you want to take another shot. Usually I don't like to take another. I mean, I just like to take it once and then that's it. Because if it comes all the way back down again, I mean, it's possible, but chances get a little decreased. So Zap and Doyu, my top two at the moment. Zap waiting for that 290 to break out nicely. It's the next leg up. And then get Holly to call out Zap. Boy, oh boy, that's a big, big, big. Looking like a doji here in the next 50 seconds. And it's going to close probably a doji. I think this upset a lot of people. I bet this candle, this is a pretty nasty one because they allowed it to wick up all the way up here. That's nasty. If you're paying attention. If you know, then you know. $3. Gotta clear the $3 if we want to see that bigger juice. Just FYI. We want to clear $3 here, fellas. Folks. I know we all want to sell out $3, but we gotta pierce the $3. We don't want to see no double top out here. We got 347 uphold showing here.
Axel, H, ERA, ASPI, CDF,
Slow flow, 2 million flow.
LA,
350 uphold. That's what I like to see. I do want to see this thing going up towards 350 if we get that $3 break today.
UPS,
So I expect this to, what I want to see is, right now we got 302, right? It's been wicks here, so that's why I wanted to just lock in something here for now, and then the rest we'll make sure that this area holds, re-breaks $3, and then gets up there, kind of pulls back again, builds a higher low, and then gets up a little bit higher. That's what I want to see. But again, we don't always get what we want now, do we? That's life. So we don't always get what we want. So now, okay, a little scalp, set stops. Okay, if you prefer to just stick to this trend line, that's fine too. Because sometimes when you have too tight stop, next thing you know, it's gonna go back up again. So I personally like it as long as the VWAP, body's still holding. You got the 25 EMA and the VWAP right at the same area. So I will allow the body to come down here with the wick, if it does. But like I said, it's just naturally a good area to have locked in something here and then look for that re-break. This thing is known to dip down to 89 EMA. Actually, it wicked all the way down. This is wiki play. This is a wiki stop. I mean, there's just no there. I mean, people just need to realize that Zap is the best candidate right now. Okay, CNSP's below VWAP. Everything's just draining down the toilet.
FLNC.
So now what's going on? Well, NQ not looking too good. Why? Well, made a lower high. Okay. I think the Bulls got what they wanted. And now it's a doji and a flat top red. So that's not good. That's bearish. It's called, probably get back down to the 14 EMA. The only time that it won't then is the if it gets back above that doji middle. So we're back at that middle of the doji here again. I think that's going to be where shorts are going to try to enter again. And then get the nice little crack down. So let it come back up. See how the body never got back above there? They're going to re-enter short. Why? Because the RSI wicked down here now. And we want to see this thing making lower high and lower low. A lower low, ranking below this area here. And all the way down to the 200, pink deadline again. But this area seems to be holding here, this old trend line here. All right. You already know where I'm at. I'm on Zap on Stockwise right now. The trickiest thing about trading, at least from my point of view, okay, is it's just these like fake outs, okay? Like even if like how do I say this? Like most of the traders I see, and from my perspective, is just they have the right idea. Like they have a good like idea of where the stock could go, like the targets and all that. That's good, but the execution wise, when it's time to actually trade it, they get nervous. Why? Because they see the price moving and breaking it, but then they're not waiting for that confirmation. They're not, they're just kind of guessing, right? So you just kind of guess, and then the emotions come in, and then so now you're like, well, it broke, but I'm not sure, right? So you will do what traders do. Unsure traders, they just get out right away because their emotions told them so, right? So it's like that part is where people need to really try to work on, like including myself, right? That's a tricky part, is you kind of know where it's going to go, but then execution wise, when it's time, you're either impatient, you just go with it, or sometimes you just get faked out. Yeah, it's gonna happen. No matter how smart you are, no matter how great of a trader you are, things are gonna go wrong at one point. It's gonna happen. But the point of it is to learn to do your best to make sure you mitigate that, as much as possible. So it's gonna come in time. It's you can't expect it to just because you got slapped 3 times. That's enough. I'm never gonna ever, it's good to have that mindset and attitude, but you're still gonna get your, ASS kicked. You're still gonna get, But as long as you're making progress over time, you have to look at the long picture. You have to be in this like a marathon runner, not some quick sprinter. Like, you have to look at this as a long-term like learning experience, not, come on, Zap. Come on. Show us the little 4th of July preview fireworks here.
SPC.
Thank you, Holly. 354 up, Paul. They're raising it up.
MCS. DOS. Tax. SPHR. URO1. SPWR.
Zappy boy, zappy boy. Just follow that channel, guys.
SSYS. ACB, ASAN, EFC, DJT, ZAP.
New high today, Zap again. Making us proud. Coming up towards that upper trend line. AKA 362 up, Paul, right now.
SPRI, SPRI, BTYX. PLL, CDLX, EVGR. OPRA, ALX. FG. BH. BBI.
Okay, not a bad area to lock in a little bit and then wait for a pullback again. And that's what you want to do, right? You want to kind of be smart, not get overly greedy, and wait for the pullback again. And Q doing all sorts of funny things here, bounce off this. They're holding out this 14 EMA and this trend line here, so they're trying to reverse it back up. But it's going to be another resistance here.
CRSP, CIVI, ACI.
Reverse back out of this line. On Q. Zap 370 up. Hold. They're constantly trying to raise the bars here.
EJH, EJH, EJH. Zap.
Another new high of day on Zap.
DRKM. MTLA.
Okay, we're getting into that line there. High today is 330. I got a line all the way up to 346, 350 there. That's going to be the next big area target. But if this area becomes support, you got that line. I have a line at 346 there. I'll get rid of this line for now. And now we just
DLL, DJ.
watch for that.
BTYS, CRKM, BLM, MNOX, ALT, SG, MNX, YY, BNDA, CRSP, LC, BNUT, MULN, Y, AAOI, S, ARCT, EJX, JKS, ASAM, PD, RGMATN, BSB, Bion. EJH. EJH. BIBI, WTTR. BSAT.
Okay,
NGG.
testing Tenny May again there on Zap.
PY, RSI, NOS. Steve. LMND.
So Doji here right now, flashing green, red, holding 10 EMA, important candle. You got 20 seconds on this candle. Pay attention. The stock ain't don't get distracted by another stock. This is an important area here. Okay, I think that was a really good trade for now. Okay. Right now, I'm waiting for that doji, and then the next candle should appear now. And that's a flat top right now at 321 is going to be our next breakout level. If you're interested in playing Zap one more time and look for a 20-cent pop, you need to look for that 321 level to uppercut. Right now, you got a $3 to the first entry line support, or the second entry support at what was it? 290. DouYu is slowly grinding on up again, but Zap is probably still a better momentum right now. Okay.
CXM, CGZ.
I just don't think NQ is going to be able to hold that, man. It's too high. This is going to be high rejection there. Yeah.
PLL, More.
95.
AMTX, MTLA, ACB.
I mean, the deviation 2 line isn't that far off, but man, I think today we should be all green, guys. Okay, so okay, this is not fun to go into a nice holiday and no, you're not green. I want everyone to be green today.
OKLO, AMMX.
So Zap check mark, Zap again, Amex check. The only one in CNSP. There's a couple other stocks that I need to go and revisit and see what happened. Obviously, if they didn't get attention, then just means that volume didn't come in or break through those areas. So I'm going to review those real quick here. Well, Zap is pulling back, holding that $3 zone, which is around the 10 EMA as well. So you could look for a 10 EMA flag on Zap.
AC, ABBA, EV.
Yeah, no, CBAC's not going to happen. I don't know what happened to CBAC, but that just is all the way down to the sewer land. So I'm not going to wait for that thing to come back up. Or yeah, there's no way.
OGI, HLI. RSI, QUBT, CCCC.
Zappy boy, I told you this line right here, they're trying to go for it again for another new high, and my line is all the way up there at 346, so we'll see.
Yes.
Like to finish this kind of strong and really squeeze out as much as I can before we head out.
MGOL.
Okay, so this 321 is resistance. It's been nothing but wick, so we need that candle.
YRS.
Yes, sir.
Bond. CKPT, CKPT, CKPT.
381 up pulp.
CGBA, ACB. ALXL, BNET, GURE. ASPI. DQ, sir. NTLA, JKS, HSWR, and PRM.
Hey, for those that are discouraged today or anything, I just want you guys to know, stay the course, be patient. Things take time. You just need to keep practicing. All right. And there's no guarantees in anything in life, but if you put in the work and you keep going, you're gonna get a better shot. Okay. So that's all we can do. All we can do is be patient, keep going, don't give up. Okay. Learn from your mistakes. There are no such thing as losses. Take it as lessons. Have that kind of mindset. Don't let negativity sink in and think that's the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. Okay. So there's going to be moments where it is going to be testing your patience. It's going to be frustrating. We all go through that, but we need to learn to get back up and keep punching through and pushing through and stay positive. Don't be a little negative maggot. Testing before the blessing, folks. Stay the course. Okay, we got this right here now. 50 seconds on this candle. Generally speaking, it looks better. I like to see 321 really kind of close above this here in the next 40 seconds. Then we should get that my next line up there.
RSI. NRIS. OGI. CCCC.
You know, everything came with practice. You know, it was very hard for me when I was trading on the mic with you guys in the beginning, years ago. It was so hard. I didn't think I could do it. But you just stay the course, you just do it. You stop complaining and moaning and all that crap. Just do it. All right. And over time, next thing you know, it's going to become like second nature. You're going to be able to do it. And the next thing you know, you could start multitasking. It's just practice. You know, same thing. I'm handling, watching futures market. I'm trading stocks. I'm, you know, talking with you guys. You know, there's a lot of things going on, right? So, but I ain't complaining. You just have to stay the course and practice. And the more we practice, I'm telling you, you're gonna get better. So if you're doing this there, you're not even talking to me right now, right? All you're doing is you're watching, you're trying to make your trades. Keep at that same routine. And then next thing you know, you're just gonna get better and better. Zap. It's getting better and better. Why? We close above 321. It's gonna get my line. It's just how it is. It's the end of the world when you go in full account. Well, hopefully you're not being a dodo bird and do that. Okay. Okay, very nice. 399 I'll pull, folks. That's what I like to see. 399 I'll pull. Now, we need now 346 area to become support. So support now. A bit extended off the 10 EMA, but raise your stops now and knowing that support's there. 399 I'll pull showing. FOMO's kicking in. Not for us because we're already in. The fellas that's not in, they're looking to tap in and pay the premium up here, which is fine with us.
LL, NTLA, AAOI, Tax, Levi, PD, JT, TIM, AADI, ACH, BLNK, BFS, BERB. Siren, EVGL, PRME. ASO, Beam. WTTR, MNMD. CRBU.
Okay, so now you want to see the Hikinashi body holding above 346. If it starts closing below 346, then go line to line. And Q, great area to reshort again. Rejection here, rejection there. Straight back down again. nasty. Hold back through this. Okay, now we're selling at 346. You see that? It's trying to see if it can hold. No, never mind. It's trying to crack now. But 10 EMA still there. So I'm gonna go ahead and see if it can start still. Got 30 seconds still left. Hmm. 3 more minutes and then we're gonna take a quick stretch break.
Row. MRNS. Big. IMCC. BFS.
All right, now we want to see a 10 EMA bull flag. Okay, so 345 coming on up. Excuse me, what did I say? 348, right? Yeah, this area needs to go 10 EMA bull flag line. By the way, you guys know 4th of July, we don't do a lot of sales, but we do have 20% on the annual memberships off. So if you're interested on that, on upgrading and taking a nice deal there, you can do so later at checkout if you want. There's 7-day free trial that we plug back in as well. So if you have friends or family that you want to invite and they want to check it out, you can tell them so. 370 is the high of the day. Again, like I said, we need now to build that line above 346. Okay, 346 is a line that I put because that was the line previously target. Okay, so 346 now support, and we get the next leg up towards the high of the day and break at 2 new high of the day. 415 is the first time we see a up halt to 415 now. Zappy boy, 4.15 up halt. Okay, so now we still not closing above 346 though. We need to close above 346. Okay, folks. So again, at this point, just keep in mind, we have been able to take a good chunk of the move today. So if you're constantly throwing out the same amount of shares or bigger shares here, it just simply does not make sense. Okay, that's when you need to realize and be like, okay, like I'm in the green. I should not go and give my gains back. If you are going to give your gains back, it should be minimal gains to where you're still have something to take for the 4th of July. Okay. Don't get greedy and not know when enough is enough. I would say the past year, I had to cut back on like my mindset of like, because you know how when you're on a roll, you just want more and more and more and higher, right? It's a human nature thing. So I realize that can be very destructive because you don't know when to stop. You don't know when enough is enough, right? So when that happens, what I did is I've learned to just cut back in terms of position size wise and the expectation of having to make X amount of money, right? So because when you start getting into that momentum or that zone, you're not going to be as happy. Okay, you're just like not. It's never going to be enough. So pull back a little bit and get back to the humbling days of the days when you made $200, right? Be grateful for that $200. Like, just get back to that zone, and I promise you, you're gonna start appreciating more of just taking and locking in these smaller gains, and then you just keep locking in these gains, and stack it up, and then you just start kind of. It's like a pattern. It's like a temperature, right? You let the temperature cool off after getting heated up. It's gonna happen, and that's like light. It gets heated up, and then when it gets too heat up, you gotta cool it off again. So that's something that I would recommend for those that are in this stage where, like, man, I'm just not making as much money as I used to. All right, like, that's the past. Okay, we need to look forward to now and the present to the future. Not the past is dead. So, focus now and change, adapt to the current situation. And then the good news is, when it's bad, good times are going to come again. It's just bound to do so. So that's why people say don't give up, because by the time you give up, you ain't going to see no good days again. Like, you're just at the bottom of the barrel. Like, you're just feeling sorry for yourself, and that's not good. So back to Zap. You see clearly 346 is resistance, right? You see wicks, wicks, wicks. And now we made a lower high right at the 346 rejection. And we don't have a lot of time, right? This stock doesn't have a whole lot of time for this if this doesn't go back above 346 right now, it's going to drop. So those are little things that you need to look for here. It's got what, 50 seconds still? So it still could happen because it's right there at 10 EMA. That's why we're saying 10 EMA flag. We could set up a line here, 335 from the previous high here, or this high here. Set that line up, and this is the moment of truth here. So as we're talking, as I'm talking, we were waiting for this area here to get that happening or not. So let's see. Everything else is dead.
You are what? X8 IR. OPRA. Sprite.
Also, another thing is, if you've been blowing up accounts day after day after day after day after day after day, and you just keep refunding, okay, notice what you're doing. You're desperate. You're being a little desperate person, and it's not working out. It's only going to get worse. So take a break, take a step back, journal, folks, journal. I know. No, I'm serious. Journal all your trades, journal about what happened in the day, why you made that dumb trade, journal everything. Okay. As a trader, you will go through some of the toughest mental times. So you need to be honest with yourself and talk and write in the journal, because a lot of times when you are not being honest with yourself, what happens? You're not going to realize it until you hit rock bottom. You don't want that, right? You want to realize it now. Anytime you make a mistake or anything, even write the good things that happen, right? And journal your trading log, like every day. I'm not saying you have to start every day, maybe 3 times a week, and then go from there. Take baby steps, but journaling is important. So, a lot of times when you're doing good, people tend to not do those anymore, but maybe you need to go back and think about why you're not getting the results like you used to, right? And you just kind of go back and remind yourself, oh, wait, I stopped journaling. I stopped doing these things, these rituals, right? Back in the days. So ain't nobody said that, you graduate forever from these journals and all these things, right? This is like we always talk about, if you want to keep up the skills you have to keep sharpening it. You have to keep practicing. Once you stop practicing, it's not going to be as sharp. So therefore, you're shots and your targets, your snipes of your executions is not going to be as great. So if you feel like you're slipping, well, I'll just go back and just put the work in. Okay. There's no and keys were coming up here, right? By the way, this line is starting to wedge up. You see how it came all the way down to 21 SMA and starting to build a little bit of a higher low here. They're probably gonna try to take it back up into this trend line slash that horizontal line resistance here. So look what happened. Zap just couldn't do it. I said it has to go sooner than later. It took too long. It took too long. And now we're getting a pullback. So obviously, I think at this point, nobody from us, from our team, all right, would be dumb enough to buy in large here. You want to protect the gains you made all this money here and set a stop, or get out once you see that it's just not building a nest at 346. So that's it. And you move on. I mean, if you still like Zap, which I still do because this trend line is still holding, you can go back in on the lower entry levels, low risk levels. All right. Anyways, I'm going to take a quick 5-minute stretch break and we'll be right back for our 11 a.m. ripper dip time here in a few minutes. So I'm just going to take a quick 3-minute break and we'll be right back. All righty, so I'm back. Took a nice little quick stretch break, and looks like it's been dead since I left. So I got off 9:38, and there's been nothing. Okay, and now it's getting a new high of the day. Interesting. All right, so Cost just got looks like Cost ended up being a nice run. Too bad I was not on that. Maybe PR, not gonna happen today at that mark. CNSP, nice, really low, 210. That's where we started, I believe. So let me see. CNSP. Yeah, guys. Yes, CNSP, yes. 210 previous, 210 our first entry. Now SUP area, low risk. So yeah, with this one, 210, probably have like 199 stop. Looks like NQ just got reversed. Is making higher lows, right? Just got a big bounce on up here now, coming up towards that deviation 2 line. So that's going to be a little bit of resistance here. So opportunity for you to look for a nice sell up there. Maybe shorts are also looking to lurk back, come back in, just hit that up there trend line there. So CNSP, yeah, this is another example of how 210 to 366 high of the day and back straight to where we started. So that's going to be your low risk entry that you can try. So another beautiful sell into this trend line. Or if you were not long, you take a short and then probably cover because it's still higher lows, making sure that this is the next area to crack. But overall, good long there as it has been making nice higher lows and higher highs there. I think there's a little bit of a lag today on actually the past few days with trade ideas. Doyu, nice, $16, another example. So I want to give you guys more examples so you guys can see how confident you should be taking these previous. That's why you want to go back and revisit like the breakout levels, the alerts here at Prosperity Trades, and use that as an opportunity when the price comes back to that level, right? So this is another example, just like we saw on CNSP, where it went from 16 breakout to a high of the day at 1760, and back to 16, bounced on up, back to 16 at market opening, and here we are again. So okay, so NQ just tapped deviation 2 line. So bulls has gotten their last deviation line, and that's because NQ's up 55 points. It finally broke out of that 10-point area, and the bulls kept nice the higher lows and higher highs here. So expect another pullback from the sell at deviation 2 line, and then if the deviation 2 line does break, then yeah, we got the next leg up towards the next line there.
CSIQ. Advantage. FLNC. Cost.
Got 20 more minutes or 12 more minutes till 11 a.m. rubber dip time. And then we're gonna go off, enjoy our weekend. So I'm gonna clean up a few more plays here before we get off. This is gonna be an early close today, so don't not expect some power hour at 3 o'clock or something. There's a play for MBOT at 110. I don't think we got volume on MBOT today. Let's see. Yeah, no, we don't have any candle above 110 today. Yeah, I'm not gonna wait for volume on MBOT. So we're checking CBAC, MBOT. What else? There was an SYT. What was that one? Let's see, SYT.
ALGM.
Oh, right. That was
DLB. CH. OKL.
yeah, no, not gonna happen. Never happened that candle break there. So SYT's going.
BTNR.
Just cleaning up all these other
Yes.
tickers. That's just not gonna get the juice today. Not worth watching.
AMTS. DH. OGI. LPSN. RNG. CSIQ. FLNC. RSI. JPLD.
APR, nope, yeah. So maybe APR 325. Never got the candle break. So hey guys, this weekend, if you are new and are or not new, but you know you still need up a little brush on the Heikin-Ashi candlestick breakouts, go back. A lot of your brokers should have a replay feature. Go to all the plays and watch how those candles start form. Take like 30 minutes to an hour, maybe more, depending on how much you want it, but at least that amount, and just go back and replay those how those plays went. And the more you kind of visualize how they run, you're going to be prepared for the following trading day, and it's going to be a lot better. You're just going to be more sharper on your trades. Okay, even though you can say, oh, I know this stuff, Dave, it's not about whether you know it or not. It's about when you get to the war field, the battlefield, how sharp are you going to be with your executions? You know, so many people say, oh, I already know this stuff. That's what everyone says. Everyone says I know this, but they don't really implement it. They don't execute as sharp. So reviewing it gives you that edge that I see this clear as day, right? You want to trade like that, right? You want to see clear as day trade, not I'm not sure, it looks a little muddy, but screw it anyways, let me take this trade. And next, you know, it's not going the right way, and then you get wrecked. So yeah, everything else has been clear pretty much. That was our latest trade. And just another smooth day in the park. Um,
ASRT. OGI. SLR.
and yeah, we need to get rid of this spot, reposting it twice.
HLM. RXT. OKLL. AAOI. RSI.
I did give it a try at 210. Here's my last trade on CNSP, just for the sake of it. There's no alert, but yeah, this will be my last trade. Like if it starts cracking 210, then I'll take a loss. But for now, I'm gonna like,
NFT.
you know what I mean, do my best to see if I can make something here.
Java. UTI. BLNK. CMRE. OKLO.
Again, I have my gains already locked in terms of all the plays. The only thing that I'm playing with is just small house money on CNSP right now from the 210 entry. So it's at 216 right now, pretty much like 6 cents right now. So we'll see. I like to see now, obviously, kind of cross above this. For some reason, there's the 219 resistance there. We clear that, then we should be okay for maybe a retest back up towards VWAP there, which is showing me at like 250 plus. So 256 up is also showing here. So you know the risk now, 210 and below, not gonna be worth it. I'm gonna take a loss on that if it goes below 210. Even if I take a loss, I'm still gonna be green for the day. So have your personal trade. I don't know where you are at today, but you need to have your plan and set and just leave it alone with a range order or something. So usually with that, I just, set my target level, which, you could set again, if you went in 2,000 shares, let's say, have 1,000 share stop or sell at 219. And then, that way you lock something in and then later 219 breaks, then you can set up for the next higher leg up, maybe to 240, 250 and so forth or whatnot, and then have a stop. Okay. And then you probably want to generally move up your stops higher, right? You don't want to like just let it all the way go back down to where it started. Okay. CNSP, this is on SSR today. So I think shorts, had a really nice, delicious meal all the way out here. They ended up covering here. There's a little bit of dryness here for the shorts. So buyers are trying to push back up. Again, now buying needs to solidify here from 219. And then we just keep on doing this higher low because if you look at the, so we're pretty oversold here. So it's a good opportunity for Mr. CNSP as it is, it went down as low as 37 RSI and now at 57, and we just let it keep on climbing it up if we can. So, all right, guys. Well, we got 4 more minutes and then it's 11 a.m. But I'm gonna start wrapping up here off the mic because we pretty much cleared every play, and now CNSP. You just set your stop. Whatever you feel comfortable with. The support is 210 body needs to hold. Starts cracking, not worth holding. I don't believe because it's going to be an early close and traders are going to already start taking off, by noon. So you really technically only have like an hour or 2 hours left, but you do what you got to do. All right. Take care, everybody. God bless you all. Have a wonderful 4th of July. We will not be here tomorrow. Market's closed. Friday, market is open, but traditionally we will not be here again. So you're going to have a long weekend starting from after this. So take care, guys. Have a great one. And I look forward to seeing you guys back here on Money Monday.